this fucking movie. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Picture This, the best picture movie review show hosted by the person who's now seen entirely too many of them. It is week 9, I think, and the shovels are coming out, fam. My name is Alex, and I'm the host of this show, so I literally cannot be fired, which is a shame. With me is my newest teammate, Jack Pinchuk.
Mischief damage coming for the win.
Coming soon. Also joining us is my teammate's teammate, Matthew Chen.
Hello.
Hey. And now my teammate's teammate, who was also my teammate, Adelaide Spence.
Yeah, we're all connected. All the four of us. No one else matters.
Which leads me to my final joke. And Caleb Coho.
Not the guy who has to keep track of all your dumbass team names and make sure you're on matches at times.
My former teammate's current teammate.
So what does that make us?
Single? I don't know. The point is...
I was waiting for absolutely nothing. Thanks for getting it, Jack.
Nah.
You're welcome.
Nah. We watched a movie. Some of us watched it together. Some of us tried to watch it together and then dipped in the middle for like a handball game or something. I don't know. It was bad. What?
Why are you so aggressive? It's so early, Jack.
What did he say? I didn't hear.
You said it was hockey.
I said hockey.
Fuck.
I've been on call with this man for 3 hours, and now he decides to get angry. Like, I don't know what happened in the past 5 minutes.
All the same. Yeah, we watched The Great Ziegfeld, which is a largely bad movie. Honestly, I don't know how much we're gonna have to say about it.
I just looked at the Wikipedia so I could bring up the plot. So I had help because I don't remember shit about this movie. And
honestly,
it's 11 paragraphs, Alex.
It's 3 hours. What do you want?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this week we can legally do the plot boy segment
There's
because
not
this movie is incomprehensible.
I can do my best.
You know what? All right, we're gonna all help though, because we all saw it. I hope. So we're gonna try to do this.
Movie? I don't think any of
We
us
now go to the plot boy segment. Best of luck. Thanks for everything.
Okay, son of a highly respected music professor.
Where are the glasses?
Fucking the guy from the Thin
Where are the
Man
glasses?
is here. I don't want to wear the glasses. This movie didn't earn the glasses, Spence. So Flo Ziegfeld is I don't know. He's like a carny or something, manager of some. I don't know. He's a scoundrel and a fiend. He promotes this guy named Sandow, who's the world's strongest man. And I think at the World's Fair in Chicago.
Sure.
Yeah, think so. Which gives Scully a bad name. So, Scully, you should hate this movie. Anyway, they run into the Wizard of Oz, who's his rival. And then he's got a belly dancer. I think her name's Little Egypt. And they're marketing and shit and being scoundrels and fiends. And then he's like, I'm moving to San Francisco. And they put on a show. And they're like, yeah, all these fuckers are frauds. And so then he goes to England. And he runs into the Wizard of Oz again. And at this point, it's been about 30 minutes. And then fucking he finds out that he's got a contract with this French singer who's the woman who won Best Actress that year. And he loses all his money in Monte Carlo because he's a fiend. And then she sings and doesn't know Billings, and then she's rude, and she's not rude. He's just a man in the 30s who can't take no for an answer. And then, yeah, Jack.
I said basically nothing happens in this movie. Like
nothing happens for an hour.
Don't worry, we're like an hour in. So
First of three.
she does a thing, and then we get to dance number 1 of 40. So I'm gonna make a point here real quick. When we watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, aka the Snyder Cut, we were all like, "This is a great 4-hour masterpiece of fun," and about 45 minutes of it could have been cut. And the 45 minutes that could have been cut are because it's slow-mo, and if you put it in regular speed, those 45 minutes would no longer be 45 minutes long. That's how I feel with this movie. You chop those dance sequences down, then it's going to be about that.
That were your problem with the movie?
Oh my god!
No, I'm saying no. Alex will back me up. You cut the
No,
dance scenes down to be abbreviated. An hour of this movie just gone.
About the dancing. Okay, toward the end is a very impressive shot where a musical number that's being presented on stage. You see the musical being presented, leads into a fairly impressive looking shot of a wedding cake. That shot takes 4 minutes to set up. That shot takes so long. And at minute 1, you can go, oh, this kind of looks like a wedding cake. Minute 2, you're like, oh, they're building a wedding cake out of dancers. And then there's an extra 2 minutes left to build the shot. By the time you're at the final shot, you're like, just get there. Just get there. This movie, more than any other movie we've watched so far, needs the sharpest pair of scissors. Just the most liberal editor that you ever heard of. Just chop, chop, chop. This movie is 2 hours. I don't know. Cookies and cream, probably.
It's vanilla. Every movie is super white.
One
Except for the one person.
I was gonna say, except for the guy that shows up in blackface.
So cookies and cream, maybe? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah, this movie could cut every single dance number. Just present it like the dance numbers are happening off camera, and give me like plot. Just plot. Let's talk about plot.
But Alex, what's the point of coming up with scenes for plot when you very clearly don't have one? So we can just disguise this movie with dance scenes.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Oh, that's right. I'm getting news in my ear now that this movie doesn't really have a plot. Okay. Here's the thing. I did some research on this. This movie was made in the style of. This is a biopic, by the way. This some of the shit kind of happened, sort of, maybe.
First biopic to win Best Picture.
Thank you, Matthew Chen. And so they presented it in the style of one of this guy's musicals. But his musicals didn't have plots, or they did, but very loosely. And that's an uninteresting way of doing movies through our lens. Now, I know this was a movie that was released in the 30s, but none of us are that old. If we were, I literally couldn't be on this show, let alone host it. I don't think Matthew could be here either. Also, no Wi-Fi, so we probably couldn't do this either. Probably write some killer shit though. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, The Aviator, but not made by a good filmmaker.
This movie is basically the Broadway Melody with another hour. That's plot.
Yeah, and if you remember, we didn't love the Broadway Melody the first time. I don't think any of us saw it the second time, or at least one of us maybe did. And then, we're not sticking around for the go-around number 3. I swear to God, I watched this movie with Caleb Gaho, and by the midway mark, we had both emotionally checked out. We were like, now,
I came back towards the end of the film, and all I saw were just ghosts, like corpses, absolute corpses. There was no light behind.
Pull up the photo.
The dead-eyed corpse of Caleb Gaho.
So milk baths. That's what she does to get famous. She starts taking 20 gallons of milk and doing milk baths. And then the 20-minute dance.
She's starting this Best Picture winner. Sold her bath water.
Yep, sure. And then there's like a 30-minute dance number, and then they get married, and then the intermission happens. And we're like, sweet.
The intermission could have been so much longer. Like it was like,
Can we
could've
talk?
just
Hang
been-
on.
or we make the intermission tab just say the end.
Yo, we honestly, that's fine. You know what we didn't talk about? The 5-minute overture.
Okay,
That is
but-
Alex. I totally, until you said it, forgot that there was a
The
5-minute
5
fucking overture to this movie before it
The
starts.
5 minutes
But hear me
of
out.
wasted daylight.
Hear me
that
out
we-
though. That's more of the movie that you can skip.
We did. We skipped.
Exactly.
Oh,
we
trust
skipped
me.
all of it.
Trust me, we sat there for about a minute of the 5 minutes and went, "Do you want to just fast forward?" And we're like, "Yeah." So we just fast forwarded through the overture.
I could hear the click. I could hear the clip going as we were like sipping forward, and I'm like, "How? This is a lot of time. They just this is a lot of time." And then the credits are an extra few minutes. They list everybody in the credits.
Oh yeah.
They put
Oh, yeah.
every single person in the opening credits. This movie has so many stars,
Oh
and
my god.
honestly, only like 2 of them are good. Only 2 of them are fine.
Yeah. No, I would argue none of them are good. I'd argue not a
William
one.
Powell's
Not a one.
is
Not a one.
One.
Fine.
With that, Alex, I
Yeah.
want you to take a look at the standout performances banner.
Who?
That I
Who listed a standout performance from this movie?
I
Which
did.
one of you?
William
Do I
Powell.
have to pick? Do I have to pick one? If I pick one, I'll pick Frank Morgan.
William Powell.
No,
is-
it's not Louise Rayner. No, I'll argue it's Frank Morgan because Frank Morgan is doing the exact same thing that he does in The Wizard of Oz, and that man should have probably been nominated for an Oscar for what he does in The Wizard of Oz. Man is great. So Frank Morgan.
I think it's so funny. Like, I am aware of all of your opinions about this movie, and it's not matching with what you're saying right now, which I'm hopeful we can talk about it more later.
What are you talking about?
Not matching with our opinions? I've been burying it nonstop. I said William Powell was fine, which is an atrocious thing to say in a 3-hour
Here's the
movie.
thing. I don't have an opinion. Do we want to put the person who won the Oscar, or do we want to make the right choice and put the guy from The Thin Man?
I don't think Louise Rayner was that good. So
No,
Louise Rayner
she's
wasn't
my
that
worst. She's my worst Best Actress winner by a landslide. I think she's awful.
Yeah.
She's just doing a French accent. It's the first time someone's ever done a French accent in film, apparently, because they gave her a fucking Oscar.
And she's this like weird manic. Get out of this room! No, wait, come back. All right, leave again.
yeah.
No, get your coat. Leave it off. Like why?
Yeah,
what?
She's bad. She's not.
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
atrocious. Cole's giving
So he starts the Ziegfeld Follies.
with a loan. He starts the Ziegfeld.
He
Follies.
starts the Ziegfeld
The
Follies.
small one
and
of
it's-
$50 million.
For some reason, it's a hit. And then he's trying to make a star out of Audrey Dane, and she's an alcoholic. And then he brings Fanny Bryce in, and then Ray Bolger's a stagehand. And he keeps bringing people in and hiring dancers, and it pisses off his wife. And he hates that she likes Audrey, so she divorces him. And so he needs to get money from the Wizard of Oz. And Flo marries a new Broadway girl. And they have a kid. According to Wikipedia, her name is Patricia. I couldn't fucking tell you if that's true or
I don't
not.
think they ever say that. I don't think they say that.
Mary
Okay,
Lou?
Coho. You
Yeah,
missed
what?
the important part of this movie that's mentioned in the beginning and then comes back later.
Oh, let's talk about
He's
our
married
good
to a child.
friend Mary Lou.
Scully, I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Let's talk
Pedophilia,
about
Best
Mary
Picture
Lou.
winner.
Let's talk about Mary Lou. In the
So
beginning
you
of the
thought
movie-
Licorice Pizza was bad?
Oh, I got one for you. William Powell, who at
Payson
this
Johnson,
point
you
in
would
time
love this movie.
is in his 40s.
Payson Johnson is so excited about this movie.
Wh-
Oh yeah, he's in his 40s and he's straight up grooming a 8-year-old.
No,
9-year-old.
absolutely. Bringing a small child who is under the tutelage of his dad, like bringing her gifts. She insists as a child,
to marry
which
him.
is when you have a fully formed conscience about these things,
Hey, mister,
that
we're
these
gonna
two
make
are gonna
babies
get
in a few
married.
years.
that they're gonna get married. Spend an absurd amount of time within close proximity. That child we don't see for like 2/3 of the movie. We don't know what happened, and honestly, one of the biggest problems of the movie: no semblance of time passing beyond. Do you think William Powell's hair is getting grayer, or is the lighting
Yep.
just weird?
Yep.
She shows up again and is like, "Do you remember me from when we were kids?" And he's like, Sure. Were you the chick from Chicago? Were you the chick from Atlanta, New York?
I fought a lot of women in my time, but
Please.
you being a child, that's news to me.
Please help. And eventually we arrive at, my name's Mary Lou. Or she plays him a tune or something. And he's like, oh my goodness, it is you. And then they start kissing. And I hate it. I was like, no, don't do that again. And then they did. And I was like, please stop. And then they did it again. And I was like, this is the movie that made me really, we almost agreed to end the show. If we had had like enough votes, we would have probably just stopped doing this show. This would have been the final episode. Because like legally we saw it. And so here's the review, I guess. And then that character, who you think is going to be like a person, disappears from the movie entirely, is never seen again, never to be, it is like Zach's brother from, just never to be seen or heard from again.
Yeah.
Just the point.
So, he has no money. And then they're like, you'll never have a hit on Broadway again. No, he goes, no, fuck you, I'm gonna have 4 at the same time. And he makes Showboat, Rio Rita, Whoopi, and the Three Musketeers, and sinks $1 million into them, or into the stock market, which today equivalates. Thank you, Wikipedia, for putting this right here for me. $15,781,008. And it crashes, and he's bankrupt, and that's it. So then he brings back the Ziegfeld Follies, and he realizes that he's broke, and that the Wizard of Oz is broke, and he's in half delirium, and he recalls a bunch of his hits, and then he dies, and Alex and I look at each other and go, "Good, the end."
Yeah, just some highlights that we're skipping over. Telling a guy, you know what you should do? Tap dance on stage and sing for me. But do it in blackface. That's what the people want. And we were like, no, don't do that. It wouldn't be cool if you did that at all.
Is this the 9th Best Picture winners that we're on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we went 8 movies without having a Best Picture winner feature blackface. Actually, from what I know, every movie we've watched for the show so far has not featured blackface.
Yeah.
Until now. And I hate it.
I think.
What?
I mean, Cavalcade almost had blackface. It was either that or Cimarron, but like, whichever one is.
No,
they didn't have it. We were very worried that if they went to Africa
in Cavalcade
that they would have done it, but thank God they didn't. So
no, instead we got it in the. I mean, God, how did the Broadway Melody not have it? Honestly, like, good for you, Broadway Melody. I think twice you avoided it. Good for you. I'm proud of you.
I
Broadway
will say, a fun moment I was watching this like a few hours ago. Right after the blackface number, you see Ziegfeld like directing, and he's like, I think that guy's too white. Did you change the lighting? Like, oh God, can you see it again? Is there another one? No, it's just a dude who's just naturally too white. But it instilled the fear of God in me that I did not want to see that again.
Yeah. Let's see. We covered pedophilia. We covered blackface. We covered the editing. We covered this movie's like weirdly. Yeah, they shot. This is like the whole movie, and they were like, "Good, throw an overture and an intermission. Bad Boys done." We covered. This movie has like the shittiest like script, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the worst movie.
Yeah.
This movie repeats itself like 3 times, and by that I mean, did you hear all the times that this guy had to ask the Wizard of Oz for money? We've said it like 8 times.
4 times. It was 4 times.
Yeah. Which is like fine. It's cool to be like, hey, is that the Wizard of Oz? At least for us, they were probably like, hey, look, it's that one guy.
Oh, look, it's Frank Morgan.
And then they, and then he dies, which is admittedly funny. The way he dies. He like starts doing a thing from the first thing that happens in the movie so long ago, 3 hours. It's like this weird, like, awful. It's actually kind of cartoony. Also, he's like, stairs. I need more stairs. More stairs.
And then he goes, it's not good.
and bad. Oh yeah, let's talk
So-
about like women.
Oh, okay.
Women.
Why does
Women.
every woman have like a deep affection for this like creep? This like weird carny creep. Because like one woman that divorces him is like, I shouldn't have done that. I mean, he was probably cheating on me, but you know what? It's he was a good guy. I mean, he has no money, no prospects, and I mean, all he can think to do is start more shows that keep failing. But God, I really wish I had stayed with him or whatever. Why?
He's got to he's
got
got to
a
be hung,
magnum
guys.
dong.
He's got to be hung. Like that's the only explanation.
I
gotta
don't
be
want to
packaged.
get into the theoretics of William Powell's dick
All right,
size.
Spence, hit the song. Welcome to How Gay Is My Valley, the podcast within a podcast. I am your host, Caleb Coho, as always, with my co-hosts, Adelaide Spence, Jack Pinchuk, Alex Martinez,
Hey.
and Matthew Chen. Today, we are talking about the Great Ziegfeld. How gay is the Great Ziegfeld on a scale of gay to Pride Month?
Happy Pride Month, by the way. I don't know that we did any of that, but
I don't think this is
also
the first time
happy
we spent Pride
birthday,
Month, so.
Spence. I forgot. That
Yeah.
I don't think I said
Gay
it yesterday. but-
and old.
So yeah,
We're talking
how-
about bar?
No, that's
This
later.
was
Hang
not-
on, we'll do that later.
Oh,
We'll do that
okay,
later.
okay.
I mean, there's some like decent tension between like
Frank Morgan and William Powell want to fuck, okay? They want to fuck.
a little bit.
At the end of the day, this isn't the least gay movie because it is about theater. That's all it has going for it.
Yeah, why isn't this movie gayer? It's about theater. Do y'all remember the Broadway?
Why
movie?
doesn't Frank Morgan have like a humiliation kink?
Get on his
And that's
knees.
why he's just trying to
Wipe
like
his jaw.
Yeah, Frank
know.
Morgan just keeps funding his not boyfriends shitty
Yeah.
projects.
yeah.
Please love me, William Powell.
Just give me one
I'll
scene
do-
of
I'll do
Dude, it was in a
anything,
Florian-
and by anything I mean this one thing specifically. Please love me, William Powell. Oh God, everyone in this movie has it so bad for William Powell.
So what are the rankings, Jack? Well, can you bring up the rankings for
Yeah,
How Gay Was
bring it
My
up.
Valley?
well, we've like barely talked. We just don't like the movie. That's all that we've said.
This movie
No,
fucking
I'm
is
ready
ass,
to do.
alright?
I'm
It's
ready to do
ass.
our B segment, which is going to be the best segment that we've ever done.
Yeah, we just gotta get through the
Bees?
things that
Just
we
got
always
to
do.
we just got to get through this.
Bees. Thinking B, thinking B,
B.
thinking B, thinking B. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's Alex.
I don't know. Cavalcade's not very gay.
No.
Cimarron's not that gay either. I would probably put it above Cimarron, below It Happened One Night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
that
do
works.
that. Yeah, let's do that. Spencer, the song.
great. That's that. I mean, okay, let's just do the rankings really quickly, and then we can just get that. Shit
Well,
out of the
what are we
way.
doing with the standout performer? Did we make a decision on where are we ranking
Is
it?
it? Hands for
Or-
William
or
Powell.
William Powell, right?
Sure. Yeah, I don't
William
care.
Powell, yeah.
Hands for okay, sure, great. Glad we.
Yeah.
I was gonna say hands for Frank Morgan.
I
Blues,
think-
Rainer.
I would say put him above Cimarron, but below Broadway Melody.
Yeah.
Who is our standout for Cavalcade?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually.
No.
I think we
Diana,
gave it to like the maid.
Weiner.
Did we
Diana
give it to
Weiner
Dick
does
Dix
Jane.
for Cimarron? I'll be honest
I can't
with you.
remember.
Yes,
I'll be honest with you. I remember Dick Dix's performance of Cimarron more than anything from this movie. Let's put William Powell below Dick Dix and Cimarron.
I don't want to support Dick Dix.
I think
No one wants to support the Dick,
Powell
okay?
is
But we have to.
better, but-
Yeah.
All
Below
in favor
Dick,
of putting it below Cimarron? Below
sure.
Cimarron, raise your hand.
Yeah.
All right,
Damn it.
that's it. We have it.
Below the Dicks go the Great Ziegfeld. Cool.
Great
Bar will be mad because William Powell is not, very low in the
Also,
only
the top
chance he has
100
to be on
fun
this list.
fact.
Well, I don't know if Bar remembers where we put the Thin Man, so I can't say that the show's super high up on
Yeah.
on William Powell. Bring up the star ratings. What did Spence bring up? What did Spence give it? Spence.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the official like conversations about this before we rank it.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, this movie is not good and is way too long. but it has still things that I think are like genuinely good filmmaking, and that is basically only musical numbers.
The musical numbers
I
aren't
think
even
they're
impressive.
great. I think you're insane. I think they're all
I
incredible.
would disagree with that.
What the fuck?
What? No, I
Genuinely.
they're not memorable in any way.
No, I'm on
not
your
gonna say
side.
that.
I'm on your side. I think these are some of the worst musical numbers ever put to film. They are blandless.
It's just static.
sexless,
It's static shots.
static.
That were
Static is the
It's
best way to
complete-
describe it. It is
the
lifeless.
camera doesn't move.
No
it's
energy.
It's not the stuff that's happening on the stage is like fine, but it's not shot in any
Pointless.
particularly interesting way.
It's
not-
pointless. It
it's
adds
it's
nothing
pointless to
to
the
the
plot.
movie.
I really enjoyed the one I remember the most is when the dude is singing and behind him like the massive like 50-foot curtain opens up and it's a one shot of like the camera traveling up like the spiral staircase and everyone dancing, and I think the costumes are great. I think the dancing is great. The singing's pretty good. Like the movie is not great and it's not saved by it. I think it makes it watchable. I think I have movies below that we covered for the show that I think are unwatchable and I never want to see again.
Fine.
Just I can like put on the background and
it's
it's
like
bad,
this
but
way
it's fine.
about
Look,
this movie
that's-
like at all. Matthew Chen, what did you give it?
Yes, that's exactly also why my rating is like this, because like I think there are some really great sets. I think, you know, like you said, the spiral staircase, it's I looked it up and it costs adjusting for inflation, it's $4 million for that set, and I think it is like really grand, and I think it looks great. The filmmaking is also pretty solid, I think, but yeah, I don't think the musical numbers are very good. They're way too long, and they kind of just don't really add much to the movie. But I do really enjoy like how grand they look, and yeah, there's definitely other Best Picture winners that we've seen that I would not want to see again, at least. Compared to
Jack.
Yeah, I'll go next. I gave this a 0.5-star rating. I'll keep it short and sweet. Torture under maritime law is what was uttered several
Motherfucker!
times.
Stop stealing my rating system, you hack of a human. Before the year 1885, you've never seen a tit.
We'll go to
was
Caleb's.
loud.
No comment. No comment. You didn't let me
We'll
finish.
go to Caleb's
you didn't let me
ranking
finish.
now.
No,
what I
you
was
stole my
saying.
thing. You don't get to talk anymore. Go to mine here.
Fine.
Ladies and gentlethems of the Picture This community, I also gave this a 0.5-star because when we break down the rule of ratings, 1 star means I hated it. It's terrible. One of the worst movies ever made. And a 0.5-star means that it constitutes as torture under maritime law. It is a very special rank that I have to feel that I'm being tortured by watching it. And I did. This is absolutely a Guantanamo Bay tactic that they use to torture terrorists into revealing information. This is a movie that I think people who are gluttons for punishment call their favorites. I can't believe Jack gave it a 0.5. This is a movie that I think Jack would give 11 out of 10 to because it is torturous. And so, yeah, there's nothing about this that I think is good. There's not one performance that I think is good. I don't think the script's good. I don't think the cinematography is good. Just because it is competent does not make it good. Because it is done in a way that I don't think is actively, like, poorly done. I don't think it's good. I don't think it does anything. I think it is static. I think it's lifeless, energyless, sexless. It is absolutely bland. And that's what I hate about it. I think this movie is 3 hours of generic and 3 hours of playing the safest thing possible to the point where I am not interested. It is sterile. It is absolutely dull. This is one of the worst movies I have ever watched in my life. And I never want to watch it again.
So Go thinks blackface is safe. Got it.
You know what?
I
Honestly,
think-
for the 30s,
For the
yeah,
time?
it probably was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and it was a biopic, so yeah, it actually
You have to
probably
understand
was.
before
No.
the year 1939, Spence, the highest grossing movie of all time was The Birth of a Nation. Let's be very clear about that. That was not that. So technically, this movie did play it safe, and that's why it should be the worst one.
We'll go
It
to
has
my
also it has blackface. You gave it a star, racist.
yeah, the things that co-host said. A 0.5 star. Honestly, like if I didn't have to rank it for the show, I would have probably just never watched it. This I'm not 20 minutes and I'm like out. But yeah, this would have joined Rob Zombie's Halloween in the I can't. This is barely a movie. That is what my half star entails. This is barely a movie. This is barely a narrative. So oh my god, this is no. We're not gonna we're never watching this again. I'm horrified that I wasted 3 hours. I could have been sleeping, fam. I could have been playing Pokemon. Like there's so much other stuff I could have been doing with the 3 hours. And now we're talking about it. We're giving it more time. No, let's go to the rankings. We're done talking about this movie. 0.8. 0.8. A shredding burial. All right, let's bring up the rankings. Let's do it. Where are we at with this?
Let's go top down. Let's literally go from it happened one night down. I want us to draw out the beating of this movie. So does anyone think this is better than it happened one night? Raise your hand.
Swear to God.
Does anyone think this is better?
Come on, chaos.
Does anyone think this is better than Mutiny on the Bounty? Raise your hand.
Yes, come on.
Does anyone think this is better than All Quiet on the Western Front? Raise your hand.
No.
Does anyone think this is better than Grand Hotel? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Does anyone think this is better than Wings? Raise your hand.
Genuinely, I have it above Wings. Genuinely.
Does anyone think this is better than Cavalcade? Raise your hand.
I actually do think it's better in Cavalcade.
Does anyone think this is better than the Broadway Melody? Raise your hand. Does anyone think this is better than Cimarron? Raise your hand. Then the new spot for it is the worst movie in the history of pitches.
No. Let me make a pitch to you. Yes, this is too long, but at the end of the day, the reason that we agree on this, the reason that Cimarron is a half star, not 0, is because of one single shot in the opening of the film. This movie has like 5 or 6 of those great first shots.
No, it doesn't.
Cimarron.
No, it doesn't.
There's
not one. Spence, there is not one good shot in this movie.
You are
There's
sacrificing your hatred of the film.
No, I'm not.
All the good in it. It's not good.
Let me explain to you right now.
Spence,
Cimarron has a plot. I know what happens in Cimarron.
And we know the
I
time.
know what happens here.
And I will say this, that not only do we know the plot of Cimarron, we recounted it probably somewhat accurately. We could also tell you around the time frame that it happened in, which is something which we cannot do for the Great Ziegfeld. And
there's
honestly,
a performance that we at least went, okay.
Sure. Honestly, if it were just Coho not raising his hand for every single one of these movies, I might agree with you, Spence. But Jack literally can't get drunk. I could, but like not right now. I'm hosting probably. You're losing by majority. It's going at the very bottom.
3-2.
The Great Ziegfeld.
I'm trying to make a case.
Hey. The Great.
You're not
Ziegfeld,
winning me. You're not winning Alex, and you're not winning Jack. So this is
you're not flipping
argument.
any of our votes. The Great Ziegfeld goes at the number 9 spot, and we have reviewed only 9 movies for this show. Hit save. We're done with this segment. Hit save. We're done with this segment.
For the audio-only listeners that don't exist, the new ranking now is number 9, The Great Ziegfeld, number 8, Cimarron, number 7, The Broadway Melody, number 6, Cavalcade, number 5, Wings, number 4, Grand Hotel, number 3, All Quiet on the Western Front, number 2, Mutiny on the Bounty, number 1, Apple.
The ranking
Capra. Am I right? All right, we're gonna go to our next segment. Something that we're improving for the
Jack at the Clip. Oh wait, no, Jack at the Clip.
At the Clip. At the Clip.
Extra credit.
Our Lord and Savior, Frank Capra, done it again. Let's talk about Mr. Deeds.
3 in a row, baby. Just Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Best Director winner. I think everyone here watched it.
I was not able to.
You did not watch
I didn't get a
Deeds?
chance
Okay.
to, no.
Mr. Deeds Goes to Town is proto Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. But Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is such an incredible movie that this is still really good. Gary Cooper, best I've ever seen him. Frank Capra, deserving of Best Director. Real witty, real fun. That's what I'll say. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. Did it deserve to beat the Greg Ziegfeld? Resounding yes. Absolutely no way that should have lost.
This movie fucking ruled.
Yeah, but significantly better. Let's bring over the. Wait, did anybody see any other movies?
I watched Libeled Lady.
How was that?
No.
It's a lot of fun. It's a screwball comedy. You know, it's a much better William Powell performance, and Myrna Loy, like that duo, is just they have electric chemistry as you've seen in The Thin Man, and it's just great.
Cool.
You know, also
Well, Matthew, where would you
Marlo and
rank it?
Spencer Tracy. So
Where do you rank your watch?
Where would you rank it?
let me see the list. It's a good 4-star movie for me. So
Jack's struggling. Jack is struggling to get this movie on the list. I don't know why he can't find Libeled Lady.
He keeps putting in Slandered Lady.
Damn it! I tried not to laugh as long as I could.
Okay.
It's a good joke. Come on.
Okay. Where are we putting Libeled Lady?
Can you scroll up because I think
scroll up,
Matthew wants to
scroll up.
see the rest of the list.
Yeah, this is we said 4 stars, so this is going up.
We didn't say zoom in. We said scroll up. God damn it, Jack.
I'll
did
put it
scroll
above
up.
Thin Man. I'll put it above The Thin Man.
All right,
Wow.
that puts it effectively in the top 10. None of us can argue about it. So, Libel Lady
Immediately,
officially joins.
Get off
the
the
top
top 10 with Deeds, I assume.
which it might honestly get bumped up here in a second. But just for the record, it was in the top 10.
This is the only extra credit I've seen, so I have no influence. That being said, Mr. Deeds fucking rocks, and could go up to 4.5 on a rewatch.
Mr. Deeds, I would agree.
It's 4 out of 5
probably.
for me.
4. I have it at 4 now, but like I really enjoyed it. It's a little long. We were like,
It's
good, it's over.
definitely long.
And we were like, oh, good, it's almost over. And then we had 30
This
minutes
is
left, and we were like,
I'll say this is the first time I've watched a Capra movie and went, oh, this has a little bit of a pacing issue. Which is a first for Capra, because everything I've ever seen from him is immaculately timed. So I thought this was great. I thought it was a really well-made movie. I think it's one of Capra's best directorial efforts, so I'm glad he won Best Director for it. But yeah, I think right now it's my number 5 out of 6 Capras.
sure.
But I also think Capra might be one of the best directors to have ever held a camera. So,
All right.
I think he is.
The extra credit list is really the Coho Matthew project. So like, where are we putting Mr. Deeds? Goes.
So here's the dealio. We're putting this in the top 5 definitely, because it's better than Little Women.
I would agree that it's better than Little Women. Just one of the few that I've seen.
I think it's better than Skippy. It's better than State Fair.
Oh wow!
It's better than The Private Life of Henry VIII. It doesn't beat I'm a Fugitive from a Chain. I'd put it number 2.
I would push back on The Private Life of Henry VIII, but only because that movie's much tighter than this one.
That's fair. I also just think this has a better story, though.
Maybe.
I do prefer Mr. Smith or not Mr. Deeds
Mr.
Goes to Town over Henry VIII.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I would put it at number 2. I don't think I can put. I definitely can't put it over I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, but I can do second.
Mr. Deeds joins the top 5 in the number 2 spot, just behind I'm a Fugitive from Chain Gang. Hit that save button because we got someone here, one of our favorite viewers. We can close that. We don't need that anymore. Had a birthday, and we got some extra time. So we're gonna talk about our favorite birthday boy. We're gonna talk about our Lord and Savior Andrew James Barr. Now, I first met Mr. Barr at some point in time. We all did, I think, if you'll think about it. And I thought he seems fine.
Jack and Barr met.
I said that out loud, and I realized I don't know. Has everyone here met Andrew James Barr?
Yeah, I've been on
Like,
call with him the last
on calls?
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's. I said that out loud, and I was like, I actually don't know if that's true. I know it's true for a lot of us. I don't know if it's true for all of us. So yeah, I first met Mr. Barr at some point in time. Actually, I remember specifically when I met him. I met him when we recorded Bullets Over Broadway versus Ginyu Force. I remember I was incredibly exhausted. I was living in downtown Nashville, and we had a great time in the recording. It is one of my least favorite matches because I had to solo host it. It was a teams match, and you know how much I hate teams. I mean, everybody here knows how much I hate the Ontel teams.
Yeah.
It's the worst division that channel has. Like, it sucks. I can't
I don't know
believe
about that.
it's absolutely
I mean,
dreadful. Oh my god, it's so. Why are the recordings so long?
there's 4 rounds.
Yeah, I know why.
Never
We
been
had a
done
perfectly
before. Who
fine
else does
format.
4 rounds?
We had a perfectly fine
it's
format, and you're
beautiful.
like, no, I know what I'll do. I'll add a wheel. More question writing.
Wheel.
Anyway, and we just had a lovely time. I think it's also when I met David Nishimoto. It's definitely when I first met Payson. But yeah, I think what really took me that day was the charming charisma of one Andrew James Barr. And just as a sort of favorite memories, I think we should all go around telling how we first met Barr. And just as a favorite memory, I recently, unfortunately, this is kind of a sad story, but I recently played in Miscellaneous with my acquaintance Javi Madon. um, and we had to have a team name legally for that show, and I came up with one based on a silly mistake. It could happen to anyone, and we called ourselves Horror Icons. um and he had to say that out loud, and I thought that was funny. So from all of us, just you, Mr. Barr, Andy, I think we should all call you now. Happy birthday. That's for me. We'll now go to probably I've never seen them interact, so this will probably be weird. We now go to Matthew Chen. When did you first happen to meet Sandy Andy?
The first time that we met was during one of those big multiplex events. It was like either a free for all or I think it was a free for all, right? Because that was when all the Kingsmen and then I think Dick Rats were all in call, and so that was when.
I hate that the Dick Rats name keeps getting
Every time
exposed.
someone says Dick Rats, it's just like a.
I didn't name us that either. None of us. I think it was Spence. I think Spence literally named the group that, and we just never changed it. I don't know why. At this point, it's been 2 years. We can't. But.
And do you have like any fond memories of Andrew James Barr?
Yeah, Barr, he's a great guy. But we haven't really had very many interactions together. So, but yeah, no, he's great.
Okay, you probably should have started. We now go to the second most inappropriate person possible, based on how much I think they talk. Jack, the fine folks anyone can cook, really leading the segment. When did you first happen to meet Mr. Barr?
I think it was on a YLS list, I believe. I can't remember specifically which one, but having been on several episodes of Your List Sucks with Barr, especially in the past couple months, and learning about Barr's taste in movies, he's actually made me want to watch more older movies. So good on you there, Barr. You cool guy. Don't really know what else to say, but happy birthday, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. We now go to. How do I do this? Adelaide. I don't know. Adelaide, just do it.
I will stand by this. Prior to 2022, my favorite match I ever played in trivia was me and Barr versus Jake and Antonio. We got our ass kicked, but you've never seen a team happier in losing than me and Barr getting Wally correct and just going, yeah! And Tim's just like, I don't know what you're doing.
I believe we all started with how we met Barr. And you...
I'm tired. I don't know how I met Barr. I think I was just hanging out. Oh, you know what? It was probably just testing like Full Metal shit. And then we just hung out more.
Remember Full Metal?
He's like, yeah. Huh?
Remember Full Metal?
Oh, yeah. That league that I definitely did nothing to destroy.
Yeah, good times. Yeah, and then just, do you have like a specific that's not the one you just said. Do you have like a specific like
I don't know. I'm genuinely just like really close with Barr. He's one of my better friends in this community, like beyond the rats that are also dicks. Really like him. I would take.
Is he not in that chat?
Maybe 2 bullets for him, not 3.
In that chat? Okay. He's definitely in that chat. Like, he is. Anyway, and now we go to. I'm not gonna say it. We now go to Caleb Coho, who presumably has a poem prepared.
I do not. I did not write him a poem. But what I will say is that Andrew James Barr is a son of a bitch. is a hack, is a backstabber, and totally betrayed me and my faction after I managed him in secret to winning his movie Warzone singles title. And then I said, hey, you and Caleb Bowman should be a team. And he said, yeah, that sounds great. And then he decided, no, I'm going to team with Jacoby. And then Jacoby left. And then he decided, no, I'll team with Riot Babe.
Why are you blasting?
When I'll say no, that's part of that was the whole part of it. You
How
guys were too nice.
we first met
all
Andrew
too
James
nice,
Barr.
too far. I actually don't know how I met Bart. That's how long that we're at that part where at that point in this entire community where I don't think I remember the first time meeting most of the friends I have here, because I have been around so long that the first time I met you is probably that I remember meeting you is probably not the first time I met you. I will remember. I remember one of the first times I met Bar was probably in Brooklyn's music thing that he did. He used to do music debates. And I pretty sure I debated Bar. I'm like almost 100% sure I debated Bar and I beat him on an Elton John question that he was like 100% sure he was going to win. That he was real cocky about going in. I definitely knew Bar before that, but that's like one of the oldest memories I have of Bar is that debate. Because afterwards it was really funny, the way that he talks about it. But yeah, no, Bar's great. Bar's one of my favorite people, and I'm glad that he's one of our 2 listeners every week, that joins us live, because he's cool, and I stand by it. That Bar is one of my favorite competitors. I love to compete against Bar. I love that I've beaten him head to head more times than he's beaten me. Considering most will tout him as the movie Warzone GOAT, and I like to think that I'm the GOAT tamer because I own him. But he's great. As you can tell, we're very competitive with each other, and we can't ever let it go. So yeah, Bar's great. Bar is one of the best competitors out there, and I love playing against him, and I love hanging out with Bar. So happy birthday, you fuck.
Great. This was the happy birthday Bar episode of Picture This. Tune in next week when we watch
Life of Emil Zola,
which is sure to be a time. It can't be worse.
It's short.
Right?
It's short.
Great. Great. I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait. A little bit behind the scenes though, I won't be here hosting the show next week. Because quite frankly, I don't want to be. And I also have I'm kidding. I don't want to be here, but it's not the reason why. This show's a chore, but it's fine. Like I have lots of chores. Like you have to change your oil every now and then. I have to play a trivia match. The fine folks at the Bros of Prey have a teams match in TMG, and so we're gonna be doing that. Me and Ryan, another one of my teammates. We'll see if this one gets. Wouldn't it be weird if I have more teams matches with Ryan Payne than I have with Caleb Boatman? Wouldn't that be fucking weird? Anyway, yeah, the life of Emil Zola is sure to be a time. I've skipped to the joking about it phase of this breakup. And I hope he's cool with that. Then yeah, you can't take it with you.
Back to Capra, baby.
Yeah, good movies.
Probably gonna be fine. And then
The second and final time that he directed the Best Picture, which is
And we're stopping after this. Nothing
And then
else
after
after
that-
and
that,
nothing
38.
peaks this.
After that,
Nope.
No.
No.
Yes. This is gonna be the longest episode of this show.
So
I
I
genuinely,
genuinely,
it was just less than an hour. We don't know that if we fucking hate it, it'll be like 20 minutes.
I genuinely am a little excited to watch Gone with the Wind with this group.
I'm so
Because-
excited.
I think buckling down for 4 hours and either having a mutual experience of watching a movie that is praised as being one of the greatest of all time and enjoying it and having a great classic imbued in our veins as a group would be great. But more than likely not, it's a 4-hour roast session of a movie that we're going to fucking hate. And those are always fucking great. I cannot wait for the 5 of us to be on call for 4 hours watching Gone with the Wind and me and Alex just shitting on it and Jack hating every minute of us shitting on it. Jack, when we put this Jack, when we put this below the Great Ziegfeld in 3 weeks, you did this to yourself, buddy.
Not a fucking chance that happens.
You
I know.
fucking bet, Canada boy.
Canada boy.
The 30s.
Gone with the Wind, beat The Wizard of Oz, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I have a bone to pick with this movie to begin with.
Look, yes,
The 30s are.
those are
Go
three
ahead, Jack.
great movies. Those are. We'll cover this when we get there. But
Are
those
they?
three
Jack's
great
defending
movies.
racism.
I also,
Take a shot.
Shut the fuck up, Spence. I'm speaking.
Is that what
I
that movie's
also would have
about?
given it. I also would have given Best Picture to Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, but Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Gone with the Wind, and then Wizard of Oz.
Fuck you! Fuck you! The Wizard of Oz is one of the
Three
greatest
movies.
movies to ever be made. I will strangle your scrawny little neck, you maple syrup bitch.
I'm
Wizard of
sorry,
Oz is
you
worse
haven't
than
met
Scooby-Doo,
me
Two
in
Monsters
real
Unleashed.
life, but I'm not exactly scrawny, so good luck with that.
Anyway, the 30s are coming to an end, and we're grateful.
40s.
So for everyone here at Picture This, remember, blackface is bad. You should know that.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
Seriously, I mean,